is a not-so-proud member of YouTube's all-encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. You hear that, Metal Muffins? If you're a member of this society, you're a bunch of assholes.
Oh, warning. The content.
Ow! Damn, boss! That's content, you idiot!
The content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16. Good, no smoky. The language, themes, attitudes, and personality of the presenter was not
Ow, boss, come on!
Was suitable for his own children.
Never mind, step aside, you idiot. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just happens trains are running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence. And any rebroadcast or transmission of this stream without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right, they left me with the rules for the layouts. It's your layout. You can do what you want. Do not tell someone else what to do unless they ask you what to do. And do not call out, mock, criticize, or insult another channel on your channel. So with no further ado, here's the host of this idiocy, the schizophrenic himself. What was your name again, mate? Him. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Wow, let's see. Who's all here today? Big crowd. Well, at least lots of names here. Hello, Ed. Nice to have you, Ed. Carl. Colin. And let's see. Brian's here. Nice to have you, Brian. Let's see. Going down the list. Ray. Nice to have you here, sir. Hope you have another good night bowling tonight. Let's see. Tim from Island Scenics. Nice to have you here, sir. And Chris, glad to see you, sir, and thank you for responding to my email. Yeah, that's good. Kieran, one of the old timers. Isn't it funny? You're one of the youngest ones, but you're one of the old timers. Let me see. If I didn't say hi, Colin, there's Colin, but Colin's usually right at the top. Whom else? Is that everybody? I've got all the same names. Ed Sutherland. I apologize if I missed Ed. I think he was the first one here, but I think I said hi. Who did I miss? Did I miss anyone? Whom did I miss? Oh, well, I guess it doesn't matter. It does matter. Joseph is here. Hi, Joseph. Nice to have you. So, nothing new in the world other than work has taken over. Now that I'm working full days again, even though I only teach half my group each day, we're still doing digital, so it's still not only do you teach your class, but you still have to go home and check everything online and do all this other computer stuff, and it's so much more time. It's just insane. I've been teaching for 35 years, and the last 2 weeks, maybe are the hardest I've been working, the longest hours I've been working since my first couple of years as a teacher. It's just been insane. Not necessarily bad, just insane. Hi, Matthew. So yeah, it's just been, I think the biggest news is all my ICEs are now in California. They arrived in California today. So my ICE1, my ICE2, and the ICE3 are all in California now to be upgraded or worked on. So hopefully they'll come back piecemeal. Still no word on my ICE4. Two fists. I think the term fifth and STS crew go in handy. I really do. I think that goes there. Hi, Tim JD. Nice to have you here. So let me see what's going on. So, which Rick did I miss? Did I miss a Rick? Hello, Rick. Whatever Rick I missed. I'm trying to think whom I missed. Rick Bailey is here. Ah, okay. And that would be the other one. Okay. You never know. Heath might even be in the background. So that's been it. I don't know. I mean, there's so many dozens of you and so many dozens, hundreds of channels that we cross back and forth. I would be shocked if anyone notices. I mean, now I do admit, I do notice when certain people are missing. I have not been online as much the last week and a half. I'm trying to catch up with all my people's videos, all the people I subscribe to. I'm trying to catch up on their videos. And I just looked when I got off work today. And now I worked from home today. It was a weird situation, but I had to teach my entire day today from home. And so I did have my lunch at home. So I was able to go on Heath's channel for a bit, and while I was at Heath, I got a message from Ollie asking to contact him, and so all of a sudden it's like, wow, why does Ollie want me to contact him? And paranoia kicks in, like, because usually when somebody says I want to talk to you later, it's never good. I hope it's not that situation, but all of a sudden you go, Ollie, if you're here, I hope I didn't do something wrong, untoward. I try not to. I'm a nice guy, at least when it comes to online streaming. Hey, Ewan is here. Nice to have you here. My grandson's actually upstairs visiting, but he's been cranky today, so I'm staying away from him. Yeah, I just noticed today. When I came on to start making sure the internet was working and the trains are ready to go. It's like 8 or 9 of the channels I watch all put up 20, 25, 30-minute videos that I'm going to have to try to watch, because I do watch them almost all the way through. I might skip through your intro and I might skip through your outro, but I try to watch your videos all the way through if I subscribe to you. And most of you here I've subscribed to. As you guys all know, I never leave a negative comment. But I always give a thumbs up, and I always leave a comment because A, I know it's good for your analytics, and I like to acknowledge that I watched your video. Who's pissed? But yeah, so I don't know if people have noticed me not being around a lot, especially those of you broadcast in the morning. Like, I miss Mark Donegal Dads. I miss his morning live feeds. I really enjoyed those right before here. I was enjoying that. He's a great presenter. I can see why he works at that museum, because he's got a great way of presenting everything. Mark, if you're out there, you're aces, man. Yeah, it's been hard. And like yesterday, I came home from work and I was really tired, and it's 3:15, and I'm like, and then my wife's like, take a nap, just take a nap. I was like, no, Tim's coming on. So I watched Tim, and I apologize, but the last half hour, Tim, I did a Chris. And all of a sudden I heard my name, and I looked up, and my daughter's like, yeah, they said something about your show tomorrow. And it was just as Tim's going, okay, everybody, goodbye, click. So yeah, I fell asleep. I was really tired from work, and didn't sleep well the night before. Hey, Steve Childers, how are you, sir? Oh no, you replaced 4 or 5 kids with 3 kids that are just as noisy. I'm sorry to hear that, Chris. So anyhow, how is everyone out there doing in viewer land and TV land? And funny thing is, and part of the reason I didn't sleep is I've been writing. I finally broke through the writer's block, and I've written 3 more scenes for Matt Clarke, because I just get a bug in my head and I can't go to sleep unless I work that bug out. And so I've written 3 more, recorded the voices, but I still have to put next week's episode together. But I do have an episode here. At this time 2 weeks ago, the episode I'm going to show today was the last episode I had written. I have a plot. I actually have a little outline of where I want the story to go, but I had stopped writing, and then I hit a writer's block because I just felt there was something missing in the middle. Well, I kind of solved that and rearranged a couple of things. So what was supposed to be scene 9 next week, which was going to be a big scene, is now going to be scene 11. So one of the big events, everything is just, the plot's getting a little more complicated and needs a little more setting up, but it's all there. So anyhow, instead of me babbling here, why don't I run some trains and you can see what's on lines today before I get going. Some of the old favorites. By now, I think you guys know all my trains, but with 3 of my trains off packing, I have my Austrian Railjet, and let's just get them running here. But I brought the metronome back out, the yellow and blue guy here, and the IC2, so we got a couple of double-deckers for the guys that like my double-deckers. And we've got my IC1 being pulled by an improper locomotive, but I won't tell if you don't tell. There's a railjet, always. Got to have my railjet, especially right now. He's my security blanket. With my ICE3 gone, my railjet's like my one gorgeous high-speed train still running. All my others are gone, and, well, my Czech railjet's still here. So there's that. Now, and there's that IC2, and let's see, who else do we want to go with? Longview. We'll do the Longview there, so you can see. And we've got the little diesel guy going. But, yeah, Tim, it's funny you make that joke. I will not give any spoilers, although every now and then I'm itching to. But then half the time, if I gave you a spoiler, it would wind up not happening anyhow. But, Tim, Dan D has had about 5 different plot lines that I have discussed. Because Joyce even suggested I do something with D&D, and I was going to do it. And I rewrote part of the plot to go that way. And then I changed my mind. And no matter what I've done with D&D, he goes back to the original plot that I first wrote for him. I have loved, I think, Paul Bottrell when he's here. He has been catching all the Adam and the Ant song lyric jokes, because D&D does not speak without some kind of Adam and the Ants or Adam Ant song lyric reference. And he's been a lot of fun to write. And Brian from the Angel Share was talking to me about me dropping my accents or my accent wandering, and the way I record these is so that I don't wander as much with the accent. But the longer I go, I do start to lose the accent, and certain emotions I start going, because like for example, I could almost do just a show on trying to explain how I do voices, because this goes back a long time ago. Let's do scene 2. Bam. Let's go scene 2 there. Yeah, and the thing is, the Pinkertons weren't always the good guys, even if they were listed as the good guys. The Pinkertons were some real bastards at times, some dirty guys. But, when I create a voice, and I don't have, well, actually, I would have a way. It would take some finagling to do it, but I would have a way to show it to you. But at the top of the script, I have all the characters. As I create characters at the top of the script, I have characters, and I then write notes on how to do the voice. Like Fred Flintstone but rounder, or, like D&D is a mixture of Ringo Starr and John Lennon, so trying to get a little bit, but it's definitely, trying to get a little bit of the John Lennon, which is in the back of the throat, Ringo Starr, which is in the front with a lot of glottal stops, and trying to get those two characters in, and yet also trying very hard to throw a little bit of a more Queen's English dialect in there. So trying to mix three dialects when none of them are your natural dialect is very fun but crazy to do. Hey Kevin, the Pork Chop Express, nice to have you here. Awesome to have you here. Now see, and the thing is, at times I'll talk about it. I was not the proverbial class clown. I was not the stereotype type class clown. I was subversive. I did not try to draw attention to myself because both in my neighborhood, drawing attention to myself would get me killed, and at the high school I was at, which was in a different neighborhood, it was a private high school. I paid my own way through it. Got a job as a caddy when I was 12, and I paid my own way through a private high school because my dad couldn't afford to send me across the street. But at that school, because my parents weren't writing checks to the school, I was a nobody. Even if I was a top 5 student, I was a nobody there because I wasn't a star athlete, and I wasn't. My parents weren't writing checks to the school treasury all the time, so I was a nobody. And nobody's like me. If we drew attention to ourselves, we got removed from the school. So I had to be very subversive. So my sense of humor and a lot of the stuff I did was very underground. But all my friends and I mean, we were all kind of outsiders. And we just, we would sit around and do cartoon voices, and somebody would do Donald or a Daffy Duck from a cartoon, and immediately somebody was Bugs Bunny, immediately somebody was Yosemite Sam, whatever, and we would do the whole damn cartoon. And the one story I've mentioned in here a couple of times, one of my greatest memories is my friends and I, we had all turned 18, we were graduating high school, and we went to the local porn theater, the Triple X House, and we all went in, but it wasn't, hey, we're now 18, let's go see our first porn. We went in with the intention of getting kicked out. We went in wondering how long we could last before we got kicked out, but we went into the porn movie, and basically we started mimicking the plot and the characters, but we did it with all the Warner Brother cartoon voices. So you had Elmer Fudd as this dominatrix, and Daffy Duck as one of these sex slaves somewhere, and all this crazy. And we lasted about half an hour, 40 minutes before we finally got kicked out, because half the guys in the audience loved us, and the other half of the guys were, "You're ruining it for me!" Hi, Lee. Nice to have you here. Did anybody else come in while I was babbling that last story away? It's always good to have Andy. Nice to have you here. Nope, all the kids in my class, all the kids in my clique, in my group, were working class kids, but I was the one honor student. My friend Joe got good grades there, but my friends Mark and Bill did okay. They weren't top line honor students. My friend Joe was in the honors classes, but got A's and some B's. I was all A's. I was top 5 in my class. Would have been top 10 if I had a typewriter. Or would have been top 2 if I'd had a typewriter. The thing is, in reality, everybody sees themselves as an outsider, Andy. Everybody. Even the popular kids think they're outsiders because everybody hates us because we're, whatever. I prefer being the boring, quote, normal kid, and that got me away with a lot of stuff. I got away with a lot of stuff because nobody would have known it was me doing it because I was the ordinary, boring kid. Like I said, everything I did was subversive. My friends and I, we ran we ran a telephone line between our lockers because there was like a 1.5 foot, an 18-inch crawl space between the back of our lockers and the cement wall of our school. And somebody had pushed the back of the locker and noticed there was a crawl space back there. And we had a skinny friend. We ran phone wires, and we had phones, and then we put in a Culligan water system behind our lockers. And you could open my locker, and we had a phone, and we had a drinking fountain. And one of my friends suggested putting beer in it. And I was like, no, somebody would find out, and then we're all expelled. And one of my favorite stories was Mr. Drewer, our math teacher, I'm walking from study hall to go to my locker, and I'm about to get to my locker, and the phone in my locker starts ringing. And Mr. Drewer, a cool teacher, walks out in the hallway, is like, Dodge, do you hear that? And I hear my phone. I'm like, hear what? He's like, a ringing, like a phone. I'm like, no, I don't hear anything, sir. And I just keep walking, and I go to the bathroom instead of to my locker. But he's like, I swear I hear a phone ringing out here. Okay. March West Junction is here. Howdy, Richard. Richard, whoops. Where's the Anthony Dodge 187 version? He's not here. The 1-to-1 version's here. Wait, somebody said, oh no, Chris. I want to see what's that. What did I miss there? And that's the thing. When you can keep certain things that would divide us apart, it's really cool. The personalities that you guys show on your live streams when you do them, they're all different, but they're all cool. It's like, Ray, Joyce loves watching your show. She loves your laugh. She loves the way you present it, how easygoing you are. Chris is up there too, and now all of a sudden Joyce will probably feel guilty that I named one of her favorites. Now see, Andy, that's the opposite, because I was the commie guy who probably would have called you a puppet of the bourgeoisie imperialist regime. Hello, Ian. I'm still trying to sort out exactly what Luma was saying to me. Do I have my own sound recorder? Dude. Obviously, I have my own sound recorder, one of the best. I'm like an ESU Lux Sound 10,000, broadcasting at 140 decibels. Oh, I'm sorry, Tim. Yeah, I get my second jab tomorrow. And that's the one that they say like 5% have a reaction to. All right, Tim, we'll take care. Hope you feel better. It's probably going to take 2 or 3 days. That's what I hear. I know when Simon got his second shot, it took him several days before he felt better. $187. I don't know. So we'll see who comes and goes. We got 24 in now. But yeah, so I was talking about doing the voices. So yeah, it is, each character I try to do a voice. For example, Five Finger Bill, the one guy, he is Clint Eastwood, but I take the real gravel out of, well, I leave the gravel there. I take the real deadly aspect out of him. Five Finger Bill is a Clint Eastwood, but rounded out. And by rounded out, you know, Clint Eastwood talks with the tight lips and, do you feel lucky, punk? Tell me, do you feel lucky? And by rounding it out, instead of the tight lip, a very rounded mouth. But you shot. So instead of tight lip, it's very rounded. You shot. But you shot Jimmy Crack Corn. But you still got to try to hold the neck. You know, if you see me doing Five Finger Bill, you'll see this. You just shot Jimmy Crack Corn. Because you're trying to tighten those up. Now somebody commented to me on Facebook. A friend of mine commented on Facebook, and he said, Smokey and Bobby the Kid sound the same. And I'm like, wow, I don't think Smokey and Bobby the Kid sound the same. They're both high-pitched, but they definitely go different areas. They're definitely different, as we say in the vocal world, they're different timbres. Oh, the grants, thank you. See, I'm dull today. I'm not working. The grandson. He is upstairs. My grandson is actually upstairs. At least he was. I don't know if he left yet. I shouldn't say we. Joyce was babysitting him while my daughter was doing some of her jobs. My daughter is a sign maker, and she does both business signs, but it's strictly vinyl now. She used to make metal signs and plastic and glass, but she shut that part of her business down. So my daughter does vinyl signs for windows, restaurants, and cars. And there's a company that hires her and has like 50 cars, and she goes in and does about 5-10 a week, but she can't have the baby with her doing that. So yeah, the grandson was upstairs. I don't know if he still is. But yeah, doing voices. And last night I was trying to record some of the upcoming scenes. And I've got a new character, and I was trying to find a voice for him. And like 6 different times, I'd start with one voice and finish with a completely different voice, and it was crazy. Whoops, probably not that one. Nice little long view coming up the ramp, and you can see the windmill. There it is. Let's follow the the IC2 around. That's the IC1 passing. So there he is coming through the station now. And as he passes through Delmenhorst Station, or Delmenhorst as we say in German, now you got the village view. And then he'll be coming to this camera, although you can see the rail jet heading up. But now he'll be passing through this camera. There he is. And as he passes around that, we'll catch him in the 11-lane view. So there he is in the 11-lane view. And then once he leaves that, we'll pop him up on the long view. And now he's completely out of sight. I'm pointing on the computer here. He's out of sight down there, and then he'll eventually come back up and around, and there he is. So there he's coming. Now you'll see him going up. Yeah, my grandson, Luma, my grandson was not a happy camper today. This is the first time I've really seen him fussy and unhappy. He was not, nothing was going to chill him out today. Shirley punched you in the arm, so your arm does hurt now. Well, hello, Vinny. Welcome into the stream. Show this beautiful but too short Austrian railjet off. There he goes. Austrian Czech railjet. That's the Czech railjet, duh. And the IC-2. And there goes the metronome. That yellow guy is called a metronome. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Now, I will share something kind of, I don't know, it's not funny, just, actually, despite the many different colors of trains on this layout, I have the same locomotive 3 times. I have the same locomotives 3 times. No, it hasn't grown. I don't know, it's... The name the company gave it, it's the metronome. I can tell you where it runs and where it goes there, but why it's called the metronome, probably because supposedly they like to brag they keep time. You know that they keep time? Metronome, a metronome, they keep time. Or maybe it's because they go back and forth inside and out of Hamburg. The metronome runs, now it's based in a town called Uelzen, not that you know about that, a little town called Uelzen, but technically metronome is a private company that does regional traffic in and out of Hamburg. Hamburg all the way over to down to Bremen and even down to Hanover, but basically it's into and out of Hamburg and some of the key towns outside of Hamburg. But yeah, they're a private company. Now they're Regiobahns, the German Deutsche Regiobahn. But as I was saying, I got 3 identical locomotives. They're just all different colors. The locomotive is called the BR-146-2. I always start at 3:30 my time. So if you're in Arizona, it's what, 12:30? So I always start 3:30 Eastern U.S. time. I know you always announce it's 2 or 2:30, and you ask me to tell you what it is, and I do, but it's all good. But I start at 3:30 U.S. Eastern time. 15:30 at 100 hours. Anyhow, so the locomotive is 146-2, and bada bing, bada boom. Since you guys will often talk about your class 37s and class 66s and class 57s and whatever, what have you. So quick, where is it? There it is, up the ramp. Did I miss it? So right there is one in white. It's a 146-2. Maybe I'll stop them here. And then 11 lane, quick, 11 lane. And then the yellow metronome locomotive is a class 146-2. And then the red locomotive on the IC1 is also a class 146-2. So I've got 3 different class 146-2s. And then my 2 rail jets are pulled by a Taurus, which is built by Siemens. But one is a class 1116 and the other one is a class 1216. Not that I can really tell the difference between them. Whoops. So I've got 2 Taurus and 3 Class 146s. And then I've got a Class 648 diesel. The little guy that you'll see in the background there coming around in a second. There he comes. That little red guy, that's a Class 648 diesel. That's a lint, L-I-N-T, lint, like in your belly button, unless you got an Audi. That's a lint class diesel. So that's all that there. All right, so it is about that time to do the next installment of Matt Clarke. Before I show this episode, I just want to say one thing about this particular episode, and then I'll set it up. In the middle of this episode, a couple of times you're going to hear one of the characters' voice sound a little different. And that's because I came up with a couple of quick little jokes I wanted to throw in, and I came up with them late last night while I was listening to it. And so I recorded them on a different computer, which doesn't have as good a microphone. And so you'll hear their voice muffled a bit or just not sound the same. And I just spliced it in, and I didn't really have time to come downstairs, set up my recording session. So I just recorded it straight onto my computer, recorded the voice, and threw it in. So just in a couple of cases, you're going to hear one of the characters' voices suddenly sound muffled or different. That's why, because it was a last-second joke I threw in. I just hope they're funny enough that it makes it worthwhile. Actually, one's a last-second joke I threw in. The other one was I forgot to set up a joke. But there's that. Anyhow, in today's episode, now if you guys have been truly following along with all 7 previous episodes, you know that the plot is starting to thicken. So we're going to have a little bit more of that plot thickening here. And originally I thought this would go about 13 episodes. Now I'm thinking it might be 15 or 16. And this episode is how long? I think this is 8.5 minutes long. So this is one of the longer episodes. I had a 9-minute one and another 8.5-minute one. This one is up there. So, with a little bit of further ado, let's go to Matt Clarke, Railroad Detective, episode 8.
Mr. Down! Mr. Down!
Oh, hello, Smokey.
Hi, Miss Daisy.
Can I help you with something?
Well, yeah, but I think even in the Old West it would be illegal. Anyhow, I need to see Mr. Down.
Smokey, didn't I tell you you weren't allowed in here without an adult?
I'm really sorry, Mr. Down, but Mr. Zuckerberg at the telegraph office sent me to tell you there has been no messages received from the miners' camp at all today. In fact, there have been no messages at all. He thinks the lines might be down.
All right, thank you, Smokey. Now you run along. We have to start setting up for the show.
Aw, can't I stay? I like to watch the showgirls get ready.
Yes, I know. That's why you aren't allowed in here without a grown-up.
Aw, shucks, can I at least watch Daisy wash the tables and put the linens out?
No, Smokey. Now get along.
Aw, shucks. Nobody in this town ever lets me do anything. No, Smokey, stay out of the bar. No, Smokey, you can't smoke a cigarette. No, Smokey, you can't smoke that either. No, Smokey, only one shot of whiskey. And where'd you hear about opium anyhow, Smokey? It's all a bunch of horse poop.
No telegraph. Wasn't Bobby supposed to be at the miners' camp earlier today?
Yeah. We were supposed to get one last message from him to make sure everything was all go.
Have you been able to find who the other deputies are?
No. And I was supposed to let Bobby know tonight. Mr. Zuckerberg was going to work late today so I could send a coded message by telegraph at his face note office. You haven't gotten anything out of the mayor about it, have you?
Oh, no. That sonbush doesn't know anything about it. He leaves those details to Matt. He only has one thing in mind when he sees me.
So, you've hooked him completely, eh?
Did you have any doubt? I'll have him on the train tomorrow, as promised.
Well, at least that some bitch is taken care of. I don't like being out of communication, but we will proceed with the plan. I'd rather not get on Bobby's bad side if we weren't ready. You better get to setting up the tables for the show tonight. Well, good afternoon, Walter. How are you? Well, hello, Sheriff. You're a bit early, aren't you? And Mayor Zumbish. You were just here, back again already, sir?
Well, I saw that the sheriff was headed this way, and, well, I just can't seem to stay out of this place lately. Why, hello, Miss Daisy.
Hello, Silas. Your Honor. I see you brought the sheriff. Is he going to arrest me this time?
What? What? Oh, no, hey.
No, Miss Daisy, perhaps this isn't the time.
Well, I do have to set the tables before the crowd comes in a couple hours. Then I'll be free for a little while. See you later, sir.
That sounds fine. I wanted to further out, talk about, your zoning issues.
What was that all about, Mayor?
Huh? Oh, nothing. Miss Cockett is having some, legal issues and was seeking my expertise on the matter. I've been letting her go through my briefs. My legal briefs, that is.
Now, Your Honor, I'm still very concerned about this plan of Matt's, seeing as I don't know much about it. I still think I should ride on to Amarillo or on to Flagstaff and get some more men. You won't even let me deputize locals. Matt said he only wanted 5 men, and outside of me, Dan, and himself, I don't know who else there is.
Why, Sheriff, that yellow strap up your back is getting as wide as a bison's behind. How do you sleep at night?
Very well and deeply, Your Honor. Cowardice has served my family well for generations. Why, my grandfather was the lone survivor of the Alamo. He disguised himself as a senorita and walked right out the day before the final assault. How he got past the Mexican pickets, he never would tell. My father was the lone survivor of Custer's regiment at the Little Bighorn. When the whole regiment rode south into the Gully, he rode north to Canada. And I myself have survived in this job the last 15 years by dutifully avoiding any armed gunfights.
Shameful. I don't know why the citizens of this town keep electing you sheriff.
Because no one else wants the job. Before me, there was 10 sheriffs in 5 years. And the only man more disgusted with me than you is the Undertaker, because he was making a tidy profit burying all those sheriffs and taking what he could. But the townsfolk got tired of paying all the widow benefits and pensions.
And I still can't get over how you let Pecos Pete go after he murdered old Mr. Juan with those 2 children watching. It must be close to 7 years now. Pecos Pete was drunk here in the bar that night, and everybody demanding you arrest him, and you let him go.
Now, Your Honor, you can't blame me for that. Everybody was screaming he murdered a local, but every time I asked, whom did he kill, the focals all shouted, no one. And I said, well, if he killed no one, I can't arrest him.
They weren't saying no one. They were saying no Juan, because his name was Noel. No Juan.
Oh, Mayor Zumbish, here you are.
Well, hello, Madam Lott. Is there a problem? I've been meaning to come by and, formally welcome you to town, but I've just been otherwise preoccupied the last few days.
So I have been told. As the new matron, I have been going over the accounting at the Ishi Cross. The girls say you have not been by for almost a week and our income has dropped 33%. I don't even know if I can pay for a penicillin shipment when it arrives on the Black Mamba tomorrow.
Madam, I am very sorry. I will pick up that tab with my petty cashier. We can't let the Itchy Crotch go without penicillin.
I will deduct this from the civic expenses as a public health expenditure.
Well, I see I was not wrong. You are not like those nasty sumbishes I had previously met. You are one of a kind, sumbish, Your Honor. And how are you, dear Sheriff?
What? Huh? What do you mean by that, Miss Lott?
You know, Sheriff, my girls say you have never attended any, activities at the club. Is this a professional avoidance, or is there something else?
Oh, no. Nothing professional. According to the county statutes, your business is legal, and everybody has the right to make a dollar, I suppose.
According to our books, you have not once come to the itchy crotch. Why not avail yourself of our services? Being a sheriff must be a tough job. Surely you need to relax some evenings.
Well, it's not that hard a job here in Big Gulch, but it keeps me busy enough, Madame Lott.
Oh, please, Sheriff, let's not be so formal. I'm just doing a lot.
Well, that's what everyone is saying. I just,
Well, is there a Mrs. Dannon by chance, then?
well, no, never been so lucky.
Oh, I see. You know, we do offer alternatives to the girls if this is how you ride in your saddle.
What? No, it's not that. I just, you see, I never...
Oh, I see. So, I take it your holster revolver isn't the only six-shooter you've never fired.
I beg your pardon?
Sheriff Dannon, I am an old pro. I know when someone has never dipped their toe in the lake, so to speak. Oh, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Why, at the club we even have classes for beginners. It's never too late. You should come by.
Mayor, I need to get back out on my rounds. Ms. Lott, good afternoon to you, ma'am.
All right, Sheriff. I'll see you later tonight at the show.
Oh, that poor man is in desperate need of a good...
Well, I should get back to the club. Can we expect you tonight sometime, Your Honor?
No, I'm afraid affairs of state will be tying me up this evening.
Pity. I have girls at the club who could do that for you, you know.
Some other time, Madame Lott. I must be off. Good evening, ma'am. Now, Smokey, get out of that backstage window, boy.
Ah, shucks.
Well, I saw Vinny left. I'm sorry, Vinny. I missed saying goodbye to him. Hey, Pater, welcome in, Mr. Zornichka. And I see Graham just came in. Hi, Graham. Wow. I must have annoyed people last week. I've only got 20 people today. That's about 10 lower than I normally get. Did I offend somebody? Somebody want to tell me, did I offend somebody on a channel somewhere? Did I say something in a... I mean, I'm not getting dislikes, but wow. Definitely don't... Hey, Randall, how are you? I'm paranoid now. Hey, Steven, how are you? Or maybe everybody's now trying to come in when they think the cartoon's over so they can avoid it. Okay, all right. That episode, this episode that those of you who are here just watched, that was part of the writer's block. I had a couple of things I wanted in that scene, but I was struggling getting there, and also it was only going to be like a minute and a half, 2 minutes long. And then when I finally got through the writer's block and wrote some stuff, it blew up. It just, once I got through it, it was like an avalanche. One stupid joke led to another stupid joke, and all of a sudden it was an 8.5 minute long thing. Hornby has a show on. I'm doing well. Your dad says hello to Anthony. Hello. Or this is Randall Ellison's son, and Dad saying hi. Okay. Switch list. Hey. Rick, how are you, sir? We got a knight you. I now declare you a knight of the rhomboid table. But when I first started writing that scene that I just played, I wasn't thrilled with it. By the time I got done rewriting and editing, it's, I don't know, what'd you guys, I mean, I saw more comments of laughing out loud on that. There's a lot of stuff in that scene I love. I wound up having so many different conversations, like that business between, somewhere along the line, I wanted Madame Lot and the sheriff to have some kind of interaction. That was not how I planned it, but that wound up being the best way to do it. Hi, Cameron S. How are you? Oh, so maybe the show's over and people come in now. Okay. How dare Hornby go on at the same time as me? Ha! I'm offended. Just because I'm curious, did anybody have any favorite jokes in there? Did anybody like anything particularly funny in there? Because I'd have to open up the script all of a sudden and remember everything I wrote in there. Because I wrote it I filmed it last weekend. I wrote it Friday, Saturday night, filmed it Saturday night, Sunday. And now I've written 3 more scenes. I've written 9, 10, and 11. Oops. Oh, come on, where is it? There we go. Well, no. Luma, that might be lost in translation. A picket, there was no Mexican wall joke there. I am avoiding any political humor in here to avoid offending people of all political backgrounds right now, because I don't want politics talked on my channel. Because there's a lot of people I'm friends with, as long as we talk trains, that I might not. The Mexican picket, a picket is a guard. A guard on night duty. That's supposed to, especially during a siege, like the Alamo was during a siege, a picket is a guard to make sure nobody gets out. So the whole bit that, you know, his grandfather dressed as a senorita, but never explained how he got past the Mexican pickets. He never explained how he got past the Mexican guards. So I kind of like that joke. Yeah, Kieran. Kieran, a lot of the people watching, I have found, because I'm getting people who write to me, and they're like, they hate Smokey. They really hate the character. And I think they're set up to hate the character because he's the know-it-all kid, like Wes Crusher from Star Trek, The Next Generation and all that. But I don't dislike him, but he's the thing with Smokey I like about Smokey is he's got issues, and his issues are going to be revealed. I just wrote the scene where you're going to find out a lot about Smokey's issues. You're going to go, oh, that's why Smokey's like that. Ah, shucks. Okay, well, that's my problem. Well, hello, Ali from Wardle Road. But yeah, so I love Smokey's rants. Smokey's rants are one of my favorite things to write because the thing is, each one, you have to notice, each one gets a little more messed up. You know, they all start with aw shucks, and then the first 2 things he complains about, but then when you listen to the end of each one, they get worse and worse.
No, Smokey, you can't have the opium. No, Smokey, you're only allowed 1 shot of whiskey. No, Smokey.
So, yes, there are definitely anachronistic jokes in there, like the fact Diesel Dan's called Diesel, and the diesel engine wasn't introduced internationally until 1898, and this is 1891. Although you found out his name as Diesel has nothing to do with the engine. Diesel. See, the thing is, I really wanted Madame Lot to have at least one more big scene, and this is kind of it. Now, she is going to be a player, and if you're really watching the story and not just the bad jokes, the plot is moving forward, but there's so much to reveal, I have to set it all up, and that's what all these scenes are. But the plot is now rolling. You now have all the ingredients to the plot. Now, the next few scenes are how the action will start to explode and things start happening. Oh yeah, so I love Smokey. Smokey is fun to write because there's nothing funnier to me than like a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old who's got problems that even an adult would be locked away for. My favorite line of Smokey so far was the one at the start of the scene where Daisy says, "Can I help you?" Daisy's like, "Can I help you, Smokey?" He's like, "Yeah, but I think even in the Old West it's probably illegal." I'm sorry, I still laugh at that one. That one gets going with me. Even in the Old West, I think it's illegal. But in all honesty, the best honor I've had, besides you guys saying you like it, is in a couple of live feeds. People have mentioned the story. A couple of people have said, "Hey, I can't wait to see the next episode of Matt Clarke on Anthony's channel," and that just I turn red like a schoolgirl who just got told she's pretty. But a couple of the lines, I'm seeing more and more of you guys start to use the "aw shucks" line, which I laugh at every time somebody does that. Somebody types that in somebody else's chat, like, "Aw shucks," you almost broke that. And I have to go, are you doing that for my cartoon? Because I'm really hoping "aw shucks." In fact, you know how Heath has his Blame Heath t-shirt? I'm going to create a Smokey "aw shucks" shirt. I'll see if those sell. I think I'm gonna. I want to go to Teesprings and I want to get a Smokey "aw shucks" T-shirt, but I don't have the right to the image of Smokey. That is some kid. Now I'm assuming that picture is 50 years old, 40 or 50 years old. But I would love to get the license to that picture and do "aw shucks." And I turned out, oh crap. Well, hey, my mom was the same thing. A teething baby, a little whiskey to numb the gums and get the kids stoned. After that, it was like I rejected the milk. "No, Mom, just bring on the bottle again. And I don't mean the one with milk." Hey, Colwich Junction. Hi, nice to have you here. I really should put these images on a rotisserie. Ah, shucks. And the thing is, when I started writing Smokey from scene 2, this is where I was going. The only surprise to me with Smokey is the reveal about Smokey in 3 scenes. The big reveal of Smokey in scene 12. So maybe it's 4 scenes. No, scene 11. Yeah, scene 11, so it's 3 scenes. In scene 11, you're going to get a big reveal about Smokey. But, yeah, we're up to 26 now. I feel a little better. A whole tumbler, I see. Yeah, so this scene started. First, I needed something in here that is in there, but I really didn't have anything else to go in this scene, and I was busy trying to squeeze this somewhere else, and it didn't fit. So I had to come right back to the bar and set it up. The Daisy scene was the only scene that was originally going to be there. Daisy and the mayor. And I wanted that part of the previous scene, but it didn't fit in the previous scene. So it had to be in a separate scene. So then I had to come up with other stuff. I had to show the connection of Daisy and the mayor. Thank you, Peter. I do like the songs, and eventually I'll get back to them. I've actually written a couple, I just haven't recorded them. But I have written a couple of songs recently, but I really want to focus on my energy in finishing this Matt Clarke, because about 2 weeks ago I thought I might have burned out. I might be done with it, and then I was going to be disappointed. Now I'm where I want to be, and the plot's rolling, and it's, again, I have got the scene I wrote last night, I'm still laughing at. I wrote a couple of jokes in a scene last night that I'm still cracking up at. There's jokes that you guys watched today that I crack up at. Like I said, the quick scene between Smokey and Daisy, that came out of nowhere Saturday morning as I was writing that scene more fully before I recorded it. I just decided to have that bit. Smokey was going to come in and just talk to Walter down, but I just came up with that bit between Smokey and Daisy. And of course, I know you guys many of you men are enjoying Daisy. But Daisy was always going to be a main character in this plot line. And those of you who are really following the plot line, I think you've caught on to Daisy. I think you see where this is all going. Today was a big reveal about Daisy. Last week was the big reveal, but today was a bigger reveal about Daisy. But that was always intended. The thing is, nobody's mentioned her other name. You know, when she pops up, she's Daisy Crockett, but she has another name underneath. That's going to come into play. You would like to enjoy Daisy. I won't say anything too untoward about Daisy until Joyce comes down. Because that's the other thing. I got a nice email from a gentleman. I got a nice email for a change. They contacted me through my YouTube and said they were watching the cartoons. Not a regular, but somebody who apparently subscribed to my channel a long time ago, but never really comes in and comments. And they were saying they enjoyed the cartoons. But they were asking me what my influences are. They were asking me, where do I get my comedy from? And I can't begin to list if I have influences. Obviously, anything you like influences you, whether it's comedy and you try to be a comedian or you're... But my influences go all the way back. I mean, Harold Lloyd in The Silence. I never liked Laurel and Hardy, but the Marx Brothers, Abbott and Costello, early Martin and Lewis. But all the great stand-up comedians from the Borscht Belt of the 50s and 60s. But then, like Mel Brooks, going into Mel Brooks. And then a lot of British comedy, from Morecambe and Wise to the two Ronnies, to Monty Python, and then the young ones. The stand-up comedians like George Carlin, Richard Pryor. Types of comedies. I mean, I love parody. One of my favorite. In fact, when you talk about Matt Clarke, one of the big inspirations for Matt Clarke, other than the original TV show Matt Clarke, which was, I forget which person now inspired me into it, whether it was Ed, because I don't think it was John at Mystic Southern, or Randall. Somebody who inspired me into it, got me on this whole Matt Clarke kick. But the other thing was that old James Garner movie, Support Your Local Sheriff. That kind of dry parody I love. So, and then the thing is, I just, when I was a writer, when I was trying to become a published poet, and I got published, but when when you first start writing, or somewhere early in your writing career, you start trying to sound like people you like. You don't intentionally try to sound like people that you emulate, but you do. I loved Wilfred Owen. Wilfred Owen, the British World War I poet. I love Wilfred Owen. And he was a huge influence on my writing style, along with E.E. Cummings. But a lot of my early writing sounded like I was ripping him off, like I was just imitating him. And you can't do that. You have to find your own voice. And 50 years of trying to be funny and failing, my comedy is an amalgam of all those influences and then my own experiences in life that I try to find funny. Hello, Polly! Hey, Lackawanna Railfare came in. Hi! Has anybody else come in that I did not say hi to? He's pining for the fjords? Pining for the fjords! This parrot is no more. If you hadn't nailed him to the perch, he'd be pushing up daisies. The Four Yorkshiremen skit. So, and again, Holy Grail to me is a huge influence. The complete off the wall, break the fourth wall, anachronistic, break the conventions and yet be funny. Because to me today, too many comedians are like, how many walls can I break through? How extreme can I get? And I don't like that. There's a point where pushing the boundaries no longer becomes worthwhile. Where you're trying to do things, you're trying to be outrageous, to push the boundaries and say, look how outrageous I am, and you lose the joke. Mr. Bean is another one. Oh my God, Mr. Bean. When I was young, I didn't appreciate him as much, but when I hit my 20s, I really started realizing the comedy in Mr. Bean. And there's still a lot of Mr. Bean that I don't find as funny as other people do. But there's a lot of stuff he does that is hilarious. And Rowan Atkinson is hilarious. I love Rowan Atkinson. I do a skit in front of my students that I stole 100% from Rowan Atkinson. Those of you who know it, it's Rowan Atkinson as Old Toby. Rowan Atkinson as Old Toby. The devil, if you don't know. Welcoming people to hell. I love that routine. I do it in my mythology classes all the time. Thin Blue Line was a good one. Thin Blue Line was a good one with Rowan Atkinson, yes. Not necessarily the 9 o'clock news. That was the right one, wasn't it? The whole Comedy Store troupe that came out in the late 70s, early 80s. Blackadder. Especially season 2, which is my favorite, obviously. Season 4 was very funny. And of course, the last episode was how to be a brilliant comedy and then go out with one of the most brilliant dramatic statements you ever could. You spend all these years being a comedy, and then your last episode is one of the most brilliant episodes of drama. Just the last 10 minutes of that episode, the last 5 minutes of that episode. You know, all that insane comedy. And then, oh, by the way, just to show you, we're going to take all this amazing comedy and we're going to turn it on its head and give you the most dramatic and tear-jerking ending. And part of that ending is because of the comedy. Oh, Blazing Airplane. There's another good one. Airplane. The first Airplane. The Zucker brothers before they became too big and their movies got a little stale. But that, to me, that happened with Mel Brooks. To be honest, Mel Brooks went quickly downhill after Young Frankenstein, in my opinion. I didn't like High Anxiety. I didn't like, Spaceballs is okay, but Spaceball was very shticky comedy. Robin Hood Men White Tights, I didn't find all that funny. They're on instruments. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. And again, one of the best lines in Airplane is who they did it. But for those of us who grew up, Barbara Billingsley, the mother from Leave It to Beaver, walking up on the plane and says, "Excuse me, stewardess, I speak jive." And that skit, people go, "Oh, that was racist." The skit was written by the two guys she's talking to, the two black guys she's talking to wrote that scene. Excuse me, stewardess, I speak jive. Just hang loose, bud. She's gonna catch up with you on the med side. Cut me some slack, mama. I caught her rap. Chump don't want the help. Chump don't get the help. Jive ass. Get out. Jeff Dunham was great. I love Jeff Dunham early in his career. To be honest, I think in the last 15, 20 years, whether it's the divorce of his wife or what have you, I think he's resulted to very banal humor, very banal, low-class humor. He still can throw a chord, but I loved him. I mean, I saw him when he first introduced Peanut. I saw him at a comedy club when he first introduced Peanut, and another comedian at that show was Roger Hodgson, who became the writer and host of the original Mystery Science Theater 3000, another huge comedy influence on me. But yeah, I saw Jeff Dunham when he was a nobody, and he had just created the character Peanut. And early in his career, but I think in a way he devolved. I think he just, in my opinion, he devolved into very unnecessary type humor. You can be funnier than that and resorting to the lowbrow, and I like some lowbrow humor, but I do think at times he crosses the line into racism, and you get mad at me if you want. I just think he's not nearly as funny as he used to be. I mean, I like a good joke about anybody, but I think he takes it into the harsh stereotyping. Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy, yes. And the best thing is, those of you who love the movie Airplane, go watch the movie High Noon. I think that's what it's called. Because the movie Airplane is a 100% parody of that movie. In fact, the Zucker brothers bought the rights to it, to High Noon, so they could do it just to make sure that they didn't break any laws. They bought the rights to Glenn Ford. Glenn Ford plays the airline pilot that was in the war, and all those black and white military scenes that they have was from the movie High Noon. Getting a little busy on the 11-lane ride, so let's watch some guys roll through. A couple of the 146s, actually all three 146s in view there for a second. Catching everybody rolling through there. We'll catch a village view for a bit. A couple of guys will be slowly coming into view there. Hey, Christopher, how you been? Haven't seen you around in a long time. You changed your name back to one of the old ones, or maybe you just kept that one. But it's good to see you. I haven't seen you on YouTube, and I haven't been, if you ever catch me like, oh, Anthony's on Discord, that's usually because I just turned a computer on, and it automatically logs on Discord, and I keep telling my computer, stop automatically logging me on Discord, and then it logs me on Discord again. Chris fell asleep. Oh, here's a scene for you. I'm sure UK guys saw this too. Check the radar range. Still about 5 minutes, sir. But one of my all-time classic favorite scenes is the movie Animal House, when they take the horse into Dean Wormer's office. I want to see if anybody cracks up on that one or responds to it. Down Periscope was a good one. The original, too. But yeah, in Animal House, when they take the horse into Dean Wormer's office, just blinks, right? Yeah. Just blinks, right? Yeah. Thump. John Belushi and D-Day come running in. Holy sh! I thought you said there were blanks in that gun. I didn't even shoot it at him. There were blanks in that gun. Holy shit. So I always loved that one. We're going to go through all these comedies. But again, I love the comedies of the 40s, 50s, 60s. And even the subtle comedies. The parodies that people didn't catch were parodies. In Like Flint. I love the In Like Flint movies. Because they weren't comedies in the normal sense of comedies. They were parodies and meant to be taken funny. And people are like, oh, he out-bonds Bond. It's a low-budget Bond knockoff. No, the whole point is they were mocking everything about the Bond movies. They just didn't do it with slapstick, Austin Powers style humor. They mocked Bond by just taking Bond and twisting it. So it wasn't hysterical, ha-ha funny. It was just very cleverly written. And some people took it serious and thought, oh, that's just a really bad Bond knockoff or low budget. But no, the whole point was it was making fun of Bond movies. Spike Jonze, yes, Spike Jonze. The Goon Squad, which in some circles do get called the Goonies, but the Goon Squad, or just the Goons. And yeah, I know the Goonies are that movie, but In some circles, they do refer to the Goon Squad or just the Goons as the Goonies. Kenny Everett, the DJ from the 60s and 70s, and then had a show in the late 70s, early 80s, who was buddies with Freddie Mercury, and they both got AIDS and died from the same boyfriend. Kenny Everett was hysterical. But any of you, well, you know, Brits UK, I want you to, you'd have to YouTube, but this is a comedy team. They were DJs. Give these guys a listen, and if you want to hear where I get some of my Western jokes for Matt Clarke, you got to look these guys up with their Prospector series. But these guys did comedy albums in the 60s and 70s. Let me type their name in here. I talked about them like last week. Hudson and Landry. I love Hudson and Landry. You'd have to Google them and find some of their routines. But like they had 2 albums, Losing Their Heads, and gosh, what was the other one? Love these guys. But they were Los Angeles radio DJs that also worked as a comedy team in the local clubs in LA. They got a little fame. Yes, there you go. Paul, you're my man. You get all my Adam Ant references and Cupid Stunt. Cupid Stunt. And it's all done in the best possible taste. I don't have room to throw my legs over. With the cutout of Parkinson. With the cutout of Parkinson there. And it's done with the best possible taste. I don't have enough room to really throw my legs up like he did. Oh my God, that was hilarious. Oh! Wait. Bow. I mean, if you're talking an email you sent me a few days ago, no. No, I may not have replied because I'm very bad about replying to emails. Ask my friend Herb and Nancy. Ask any of my friends. I'm really bad about replying to emails because I always want to sit down and really think my answers through, and then I forget I need to write an email. No, so Graham, no. And if you're talking about the one where you were offering help, I'll get back to you on that when my head will let me get myself around it. So absolutely not. No. I think you're awesome, Graham. And also you'll find it's hard to offend me. You want to offend me, insult my wife or kids. That's about the only way you can offend me. Oh, Sitsnot was awesome. Especially when he used to do them with David Essex. And Maurice. The problem with growing old is that it now takes me all night to do what it takes me all night long to do what I used to do all night long. Hey, Richard Brown, how are you? So, unless you sent me a new email that I should worry about. So, no. So Graham, again, let me reiterate. No, it's cool. No. I think you're awesome. You're obviously brilliant. Know your stuff. I enjoy watching yours builds, and I'm glad that you actually are willing to come to my little corner of the woods. I'm always thrilled when somebody comes to my channel when I think they... Right, about the cams. Yeah, the help and stuff like that. Right, yeah. No. That was all good. No, what I was like saying last week is I've got friends and family and you guys here to all help me, and everybody's throwing ideas, and I got to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G myself to get through it. And then the stuff about the other cam, hang on, let me show you, where did I put it? Is it here? So your other suggestion, Graham, so just to show you the regard I hold you in, this is because of you, Graham. I bought these two because of you, okay? You should feel honored. I immediately went out and bought these after your reply to my email.
Fumble!
Now, my wife Joyce may want to have a word with you, Graham, because that was another $40 I spent. But, Paul, the trains arrived in California today. That's the latest update. The trains have arrived in California. Now, it'll take this guy time to work it all out. He runs a train shop by himself. He does all the work himself. But he's top notch. I've been working with him, and I basically told him money's not a problem. Fix them. Joyce just heard me mention $40, and she's like, "What? Hurry up and come down here and find out." Find out what I'm saying about you. Bring your Daisy voice too. So, I don't even know, Paul. I don't even know if you'd get an update next week. It's possible I'll have an update, but I would expect it to be at least 2 weeks before he lets me know anything specifically. Because I sent him all my trains. Well, not all my trains. I sent him all my ICEs. I do not have an ICE in my house now. All my ICEs are in California. Because I finally decided to spend the money and get the other two fixed and upgraded. The one I got from Herb, and I wanted to have it fixed up and put a better decoder in it and get it modern so it will run on my layout without problems. And then my ICE2, which I just wanted him to fix the lighting in it and put a better decoder in it, an upgraded decoder. And of course the ICE3 that just burned out. So I sent that all off to him. She's not here yet, Chris. My daughter was here with our grandson, so she may not come down. Or she may bring the grandson down, I don't know. Although my daughter has to go pick up her husband soon. It's 5 o'clock. I will say, I think you guys seem to enjoy that episode today, I guess. Definitely got a few laughs. It had so much stuff in it. I was so overwhelmed with it. So, your Hostel revolver isn't the only 6-shooter you've never fired.
I beg your pardon?
I'm an old pro, Sheriff Dennon. I know when someone have never dipped their toe in the lake, so to speak. There's a joke in there that would work better as a visual. But right when, after he leaves, and Madame La's like, "That man is in a good need of aid." And then the mayor just looks at her like, so she just stops. But the funny thing is, as I was breaking through my writing block, because I feed everything off of Joyce. I run everything through Joyce. I I ask her, what do you think of this? How do you think? And she throws out ideas, which I almost always reject. Although I will modify one. There's a couple of jokes that she actually steered me into. There's one coming up that is, I should credit Joyce's joke, because really it is hers. There's no such thing as being late. There is no such thing as being late here. You're just here. So Joyce suffers because she hears these scenes a lot because I run them through. If I change 3 words, I say, hey Joyce, you got a second so I can read this to you? And a couple of the jokes I read to her on this one, she was, I broke her up pretty quickly. And you don't want to do that while she's knitting. Because she's sitting there knitting. She's sitting there knitting and listening to me read, and all of a sudden she just, and she screws up a stitch. I'm like, okay, I know that's a keeper. But as this new computer is settled in, some of my issues have disappeared that I was even having on the previous one, and I'm not talking the internet issues. I had 2 cameras that were always fighting. Now that they're plugged into separate ports, completely not connected to each other, I don't have to mess with them anymore. I used to always have to unplug the camera on the post here. When I would turn on my computer, I'd have to unplug it and then plug it back in. Otherwise, the long view camera. Just to explain this quickly, this camera and this camera are both generics. And so they have to the computer the same address. And they fight with each other. And if they're both on, if they're both plugged in when I turn on OBS, they both turn off. But if I leave the one you're looking at plugged in and the other one unplugged, and then I plug it in just before I start the OBS, then they would read. Well, now because I've got all these additional USB ports on this this tower down below me, it's got 14 USB ports that are all basically independent ports. Now they both start up and don't fight with each other. It's amazing. I don't have to do any tricks. Yeah, I've listened to Garrison Keillor. Randall, was that inspired by the Batman TV series? Definitely an influence. I mean, he was going to get beat up, and my editing software, and I don't have advanced editing software, I would have happily drawn all the typical symbols of a guy get beat up, the different symbols, but I couldn't, so I downloaded these color ones, and so yeah, as I was doing it, it was reminding me of the Batman, but I wasn't thinking, yeah, I'm going to do this like the Batman show. It's just my technological limitations kind of steered me to doing it that way, and then as I'm doing it, I'm going, yeah, this is just like Batman. So the answer to your question is yes and no, or no and yes. So when I was writing the scene, I wasn't like, yeah, he's going to beat him up and I'll do this just like the Batman scene. It was, he's going to get smacked around. I was going to definitely put in black eyes and cuts and bruises, contusions. And then as I was trying to do it, I'm like, yeah, this is going to look like Batman. Well, what the heck? That's kind of funny anyhow. So yeah, the bang, pow, boom stuff. So it didn't start there, but it definitely ended with that idea. So there, I've over-explained it twice. Yeah. I over-explain whenever I answer something because I'm always trying to make sure I said it right. But yeah, anything I've seen in my 57 years of life, which includes stuff from 100 years ago, my own grandfather's twisted sense of humor, and just any of that, all is a major influence in me. Major. And it just, I'm a melting pot when it comes to my bizarre sense of humor. But yeah, my humor lies in parody. Making fun of stuff. Yeah, and that was one of the jokes that broke Joyce up at today's joke. About no one. I had wanted to get there was going to be another sibling named Noel, or there was going to be somebody named Noel, and I decided we had beaten the someone and the anyone jokes, but I still wanted to get it in, so this time I just threw it in there like this, and where it's not the repetition, it's not the smack around the head, why don't you understand me joke, it was just the quick throw in. And when I read that to Joyce, when I read that scene to Joyce, I ruined her knitting. But I've had people, Randall, where you love it. I love it too. I love that slapstick humor, smacking them around a bit, because again, part of the humor in this is not my humor, it's your imagination. If you can picture little Bobby the Kid, and again, Bobby the Kid's not a kid, he just looks like a kid. Whether you want to call it some deformity or whatever else, like he says, he's 32. You go back to that scene. You old Bobby the Kid.
Yeah, you got a problem with the buttercup?
You're like 8 years old, mate.
I'm 32.
But I've had people tell me they don't like the slapstick. Joyce is not a fan of how much Five Finger Bill gets smacked around. She's not a fan of it. I think she liked the first 1 or 2 times, but when it happened a third and fourth time, she decided it was old. Oh, I vaguely remember Big O. My problem is every time I hear a Big O, and of course there's a hidden meaning to that, kids. I think of the Evil Organization in the Matt Helm movies with Dean Martin. The Evil Organization was called The Big O back then. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Well, thank you, Graham. Like I said, I really love watching your streams. I unfortunately now I can't be in them like Mark at Donegal Dad's channel. I can't watch his morning streams anymore, at least not till summer. Hopefully you guys will still be going when I finally get time off. Well, I'll have time off at Easter time. But, oh man. I wonder if Joyce is going to come down today. But, and I do miss it. And I got addicted to it. I mean, when Tim started, I've talked about it many times, when Tim started his live streams back in April, right after I got shut down from work and was stuck home every day, it was live streams like Tim and Tim that really got me going, and meeting people like Chris here from Hales Heritage, Kieran. These guys I've been talking to, I've talked to them more than just about anybody online, and please nobody take offense to that. But we had a small group, Christopher we all came into those chats when Tim was just starting and small, and we just followed each other to everybody's chats, because Christopher did his live chat, Dave Williams did his streams while he was building his dioramas back when he was Dave-O-Ramas. And there was a circle of us that kind of hung around. Aberystwyth, if I said that right. There was a small group of us, and we just followed each other to everything, and we just got talking. And I'm really thrilled that things have expanded, and there's so many more people. And now I've crossed over. I've got American friends, European friends, I'll just say, and UK friends. I'll call you friends. And that will actually come to my channel and watch my stupid stuff. You know, and, you know, just so many different types of personalities and channels. Tim kept a lot of us going. To this day, I think Tim gets it, but I think he gets overwhelmed when we talk about it. Tim made a whole ton of us, kept us sane, or kept us crazy in the right way. Tim's live streams were an amazing event where we just came and we shot the breeze and talked trains and watched him do his thing when we were first going crazy. Now we're all going crazy again, and I think it's a meaner crazy now. But I do not kid. Tim did it. And when then Tim finally stopped doing his morning stuff and Chris took over, Chris kept it going. And in the evening, I would hang out with Christopher Sakura Densha, but he had some bad people kind of hassle him, and he, you can tell people don't take it personally, but when people make it personal, you can't help but take it personally. And he stopped streaming because people were coming in being real jerks about stuff, and I don't blame them. And then you have the people who like to go and instigate more trouble and stir it up, even if they're claiming that they're trying to make this world a better place. You're not. You're just promoting the problem and instigating the problem, or you're trying to turn the negativity one way, turn it the other, and you just let it sort out. Yeah, and while we didn't quite have that restriction here, Ed, yeah, it was amazing. To me, I would get done filming what I had to film for my job and send it in and send all the work in. And then by 10 o'clock, when Tim came on, our time, it was 3 o'clock UK time, I needed that. I was feeling isolated. I couldn't see my friends. I couldn't go anywhere. Now, we weren't as restricted as UK, but all my friends live far away. I'm not buddies with my next door neighbor. My next door neighbor's young enough to be my son. We're friendly, we're polite, but he doesn't come in, run trains, and drink a beer. And so, yeah, Tim streams for a lot of us. It's not an exaggeration. Tim streams for a lot of us kept us sane at a very bad time. It was just a happy thing. And to think that because of that, he expanded and started doing more things and brought his family in, and then that people attacked his family. You get some jerk who comes in, and this isn't what he wants to see on a channel, and he attacks the kids and and attacks the family. And I can handle an attack on me, but if somebody were to attack Joyce, then it might be a different story. And Joyce has now become her regular, although she's running late here. But again, I think she's got a grandson upstairs. I should probably ask her if she's coming down. I might go pop up and check on her here real quick. You guys can run the trains for me. Where am I trying to go? Scene 2, and then I'll just disappear out of this one real quick. I'll be right back. I've got the auto stop on, so as long as I don't touch anything.
it's almost time to end, and people are asking for you.
You know, and the thing is, I've had negative attacks too. And I was really fearful that something I did a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, was going to really come back and haunt me. Apparently my words rung properly, and it hasn't come back to haunt me yet. But yeah, you can see.
Awesome.
Isn't Lynn still here? Okay. Which way does the camera move? So that'll push. Yeah, this camera's got a funky angle.
Okay.
There, now when I look this way, I'm looking at you.
That's good.
I've set it up right.
Well, hi, everybody.
Let me see, can I bring that down? There you go.
Yeah, probably did so.
Yeah, look how wonky that is. It looks like it should be
Yeah,
looking
it
over
does.
there.
It's going on.
I don't know, its camera must be, yeah. That was us having problems moving it around last time. But there we go, we got the family, so there.
Yeah. So, visiting with Cayenne and Cayenne's mom. So, we're going to go pretty soon.
Oh, there you go.
The voice of an angel. Hi, Chris.
Here. How you've been a teacher for almost 30 years with a voice that you can't project, I'll never understand.
Yeah, I don't know either. Although I think my voice has gotten a lot worse in the last few years.
Oh, it's all that nasal crud.
No, something like that, yeah. So, what?
Now it works.
I need this one here.
Yes, Kieran, you got his name right. You got his name right, Kieran. Yes.
Yeah, that's it. So how'd the episode go today?
It got a lot of LOLs during it, so I think that's
Okay,
pretty good.
That's probably pretty good.
Do you remember what episode this was?
Not entirely.
This was the three-parter at the bar, like where Smokey
Okay.
walks in.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you.
Smokey walks in.
Impressed with Miss
Mr.
Daisy.
Down, Mr. Down.
Mhm.
Can I help you, Smokey? Actually, you should do that voice. Can I
Can
help?
I help you, Smokey?
Can I help you, Smokey?
No.
Yeah, but I think it's illegal even in the Old West. So yeah, we had that. Is that Lynn coming down? Okay. Is she ready to go?
Are you ready for Cayenne? Okay.
Oh, you're taking off? Okay.
I'll give him up.
You gotta give up. You gotta give up your grandson.
I do.
Give him back. Give him back. You had your time with babies. Now it's your daughter's time with babies. Our daughter's time. Our daughter's time. It's our
Well,
daughter's.
she's got to go get his daddy. So.
Yeah, she's gotta go get the dad. Gotta go get the daddy. Well, no, actually, you are lucky. You're not actually on any camera unless you wanted to be on camera. We can arrange that. No.
So.
A mysterious voice. We're having a family reunion. We should get everybody down here on Sunday before Sidetrack Sunday.
Oh my.
Because AJ's coming to dinner, isn't he, on
I
Sunday?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, he's got like 2
Yeah,
weeks in a
Phil
row
wants
not
it.
off now.
Should have brought him down earlier. Now.
Wait, who spelled what wrong?
We should have brought him down earlier.
Probably.
Don't worry about it.
He's nice and calm.
He is calm. Yeah, he's
His,
just a
his
calm
second time live on camera, Graham, I said it wrong. I said my own
kid.
grandson's
you
name
did.
wrong.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Oops. I said my own grandson's name wrong. His first time on camera. Well, second time on camera.
Trains will get his
So
attention.
don't worry about it.
We'll be back on Sunday.
All right, see you on
Bye, sweetheart.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Bye, Kyan.
Hi, guys.
He was a grumpy kid today.
He cried most of it. Yeah.
Yeah, he was not a happy
No,
camper.
he wasn't. His tummy's upset.
So they're calling you on babysitting duties. But now you can ask them all the questions. They're all saying hi to you. Now, if you're new to the channel, Joyce does not give individual highs like some of us do. She just gives a massive high
Yeah,
and
I'm
calls
really
it
not
good.
trying to be a hatred or anything. It's just.
It just comes natural. Oh, I'm sorry, no, it's just hard to go through all the names.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the guys were drooling over Daisy again.
Okay. I'm just Daisy's voice.
No, it's the picture of Daisy. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, that's all right. We won't mention that you actually have that costume. Shh. Sorry. My little Pocahontas.
So, what's going on in the train world today?
What's going on in the train world today?
What's going on in the train world today?
See, now you said that to me, you gotta do it on the mic.
So, what's going on with the train world today? Oh, shoot.
Shucks. See, I gotta get you saying that. Kieran and Tim JD say it all the time.
I know. Oh, shucks. I don't need to say that.
Aw, shucks. Aw, shucks. It's all a bunch of horse poop. There you go. It's the whole package.
Oh, my. I don't know what to make of that.
Wait, what are you saying about my wife in a package? What?
The trains are going slower. They're not as noisy.
I did not crank them up as high as I normally do.
You know, it's probably okay.
It's probably okay.
It's not as noisy.
It's not as noisy. Oh yeah? Well.
Okay, fine. Ooh, little bee.
Well, also the ICE is one of my noisier runners. It's
I
not
know,
on right now.
it's
My
not.
ICE 3.
I know. I'm sorry.
Aha! Colin noticed the nickname. I was pointing out nobody.
I
Kieran
must have
said-
missed that.
Missed what?
That she's known as Little Beaver?
Yeah. Yeah. That's right below her name on everything.
Oh, okay. I see. Horse poop that makes you laugh too. Oh, horse poopy.
It's all a bunch of horse poop.
Yeah.
Come on, there he is. Yeah, there we go. Yep, there she is.
Okay then. Who calls it a Little Beaver?
It's yet to come.
Ah, I see.
It's yet to come. It's part of the fun. See, not even Joyce knows the whole plot. There you go. It's the
That's
lady
not
show
true.
on the model train Outsider Insider. Or is it the Insider Outsider? Or it's the Upside Down Cider.
Insider, outside.
It's the Apple Cider.
It's the inside
The
the
Insider Outsider's Apple Cider. But yeah, see, she's Little Beaver.
Okay. Oh, no, I know. It's half the battle, right?
Right. Now I know, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe! Watch all the guys cry now.
Clean it up after Keely.
All the gentlemen are going to cry now. Boom, she's gone and I'm back. What a transition! Well, Daisy's what? Daisy is, well, the picture of Daisy, the chick is probably about 25.
Yeah.
Probably about 25.
Probably. Yeah.
You're not quite 50.
Not 25.
You're not 25.
I'm not 25.
You're still hot.
Oh.
You were deeply upset when offered apple cider. Oh, you were thinking it was alcohol?
Okay.
That's a canny resemblance. Brown hair and brown eyes. Dark hair, dark eyes will take me anytime.
Yeah.
Preferably on a woman.
30 years, 30 pounds lighter, 2 inches taller.
You're not in a competition.
No, I'm not. I absolutely am not.
That's a canny resemblance, but on bunch. So how was your day off? For those of us who didn't have one, you were babysitting a grumpy grandson.
Yeah, I held a crying baby most of it. Yeah.
Well, you finally got up and then you left.
Yeah,
and then you came back.
ran down to the board, dropped off.
You dropped off all your
stuff.
paperwork so that you could certify and be a teacher for another
Another
5 years.
5 years, yeah. Now I gotta pay for it.
Not me. I'm done doing that crap.
I know, yeah.
Hater.
Yeah, cider and lead case alcohol. Yeah.
Cider or hard cider in the U.S.
Yeah.
is too.
Hard cider is alcohol.
But apple cider isn't. So, yeah, we didn't get a big group today. I think we topped out at about 25.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if you haven't hit the
I was
like
asking
button
if I
yet, hit the
offended
like
people.
button.
Well, we're up to 24 likes, but we're not going to break 30 today.
Probably not. Not unless you got people who hit it left and some other ones came in and then, the last episode of
WandaVision's on.
WandaVision's
yeah.
on tonight. The last episode, that's sad.
Yeah, we got to find out how it ends.
I know.
Yeah, indeed.
The things that aren't real.
I should number all the other ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we got 6, 7, and 8, 9. I got cameras all over the place.
You sure do.
Yes, I do. I got cameras everywhere, people. Everywhere, I tell you.
Oh, you think you hit 30 for a bit?
The highest I ever saw was 26.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm not as loved this week as last week. People trifle with my emotions.
Oh. Well, do we have to get everybody over 1,000 today? That worked
Yeah.
pretty well, I think. See Ethan here?
Here at Dodge Charities.
Here at Dodge Charities, yes. We're willing to give you a bump. Who needs it?
We don't have as big a crowd.
Well, people are going to bat or...
Anybody else out there want their channel to get another 2 or 3 person bump? Well, Dodge Charities is here for you. At Dodge Charities, we're here for you. Does your channel need another 2, 3 subscribers? We can do that for you. I'm not a big enough channel to give everybody. I'm not a big enough channel.
So big, I don't know.
I have to give everybody a shout out
It
too,
worked
you know.
last week.
So what are we running today, by the way? I didn't even point that out. No, we got a Rocco, a Pico, and everybody else is American. Rocco, Pico, everybody else is American.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who didn't come in at all today. No, that's the IC1. We've got an IC1 and an IC2 because I have no ICE3s. I've got some of the cars from the ICE3s, but I don't have.
Heath doesn't know.
No, Heath didn't show up. A few people didn't show up.
Maybe just that kind of day.
Well, there was a Hornby show apparently.
Well, that's a lot bigger than me.
Hornby's a lot bigger than me. But they do 00, so you know.
Yeah, it seems like they could have you on in the background with this.
Maybe they did.
Quite possible.
There's a lot of people I normally expect to see, but you know,
Yeah.
most of the American guys did not come in today, and of course the cartoon scares a lot of people off. But we do have.
Celebrating his 1,000 subs, yeah.
Well, that's good. Heath is a great guy.
Oh, yeah. You know what's best for all of you, though.
Yeah, the thing is, we don't shout out channels, and we probably should, but a few weeks ago, some of you were here when I decided if I'm going to shout out channels, I shout out everybody. Join everybody's channel. There are people in here with 90 subscribers who should have 590 subscribers. All right, 10,090 subscribers. I look at my 800 and go, why do I have 800? And this guy, like March West Junction is in here. He's got a lot. But Colwich Junction was here earlier. Colwich Junction was here earlier. Exactly. Who's Hornby? He knows who Hornby is.
Oh, okay.
He knows Hornby.
Okay.
But Colwich Junction has, I think, 300 and some subscribers. He deserves 3,000. You know, I hate to put a number on it. He deserves a lot more. You all deserve a lot more. Kieran's asking how the cats.
Well,
The cats are healthy, but still antisocial to me. They don't like me. They like you.
we had to put the cats on one of the cats on a probiotic, but I think the other one likes it because it's gone.
Yeah, one cat
Yeah.
seems to have a little bit of stomach troubles, whatever, but
They both have some.
screw the damn
I
cat.
think they have a problem with protein.
Hi, Sparky.
Hey, Sparky.
Yeah, I noticed, Andy. I was actually looking to see if you had a channel to join. But there's Sparky. We
Fair
could
enough, Andy.
we can do a marathon. We could do a telethon for Sparky today. We got Heath over 1,000. No, we didn't. We got him. We got Heath from 989 to 994 during our telethon. He had to go to another channel. He had to go to another channel to get over 1,000. But we got him 5. I think we got him 5. Extremely poor people's Miraklin. No, Miraklin is a poor people's Miraklin. But we should
Yeah.
see, if I was
That's
going to do a
alright.
shout out, I literally would scroll everybody's name.
You have.
I did that before.
Yeah. And a few people got a few extra people.
And some of you did join. I mean, you know. I have to go see where this is set right now. Is it on the right channel? But then I want to see the chat. I can see the chat on here. So will it work if I do that one? Let me see if it works if I do that one. And then tell everybody the screen might go black for a second.
Screen's gonna go black for a second. He's horsing around again, you know.
Woo! Eternity!
Oh, that is a little crazy.
Wow! Eternity! Woo!
Me just
I wanted to see if that's how it shows up for everybody else. And then I would have to go like this.
Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Woo! Crazy! Woo! Alright. Oops. Psychedelic!
That was it. I was like,
Psychedelic! No, there's usually a way I can get that and pop my Windows capture on, but that was the wrong one.
yeah, there it is.
Was it this one?
Still horsing around.
There we go. But see, I'd have to go, so there it is, but I'd have to enlarge it. I hit the wrong button. Hit the button, Frank. To infinity, trippy, man. Psychedelic. See, that was Jimmy Crack Corn, who got killed in scene 4? Scene 4, Jimmy Crack Corn. He was across...
Don't care.
What?
I don't care.
That was Jimmy Crack Corn. I don't care. You just shot Jimmy Crack Corn. I don't care. But Jimmy Crack Corn.
Oh, it's nausea inducing as in you need to kill him, man. Yeah, I think so too.
Hey, I'll do it. I don't care. Jimmy Crack Corn, I don't care. You just shot Jimmy Crack Corn. I don't care. But anyhow, his voice was, started off as the Dennis Hopper guy from, the Dennis Hopper character from Apocalypse Now. He just sees it all, man. He just sees it. You gotta understand him. He just sees it all. And then you tighten it up a bit, give it a little country twang, and bam, you have Jimmy Crack Corn. I don't care. Oh my God, this scene had too many lines. Today's scene.
Don't stage that. Very well and deeply, Your Honor. Cowardice has served my family well for over generations. My grandfather was the lone survivor of the Alamo. He disguised himself as a senorita and walked right out the day before the final assault. How he got past those Mexican pickets, he never would tell. My father was the lone survivor of Custer's regiment at the Little Bighorn. The regiment rode south into the Gully and he rode north to Canada. And I myself have survived in this job the last 15 years by dutifully avoiding any gunfights.
So, Loom asks, what have you done to your layout besides putting in my CE code?
Luma. Never ask what I've done on my layout because the answer is always nothing. I will probably do nothing on my layout at least until summer. Don't make that look. I can see you here. I might try to do something with my Fowler car system during spring break, but otherwise, I probably... I can... As I was saying, there was a might in there, accomplish something over the summer. What? I don't know. But no, never ask what I've done on my layout because I never do anything on my layout. I do have those 3D printed buildings. You'll notice they're still there and still not painted because...
Waiting for the weather to warm up.
Sure. Yeah, probably something like that. Just look at that camera. Don't talk to me. I'd kick you off this show.
How did your ancestor survive being hung 3 times? Hanged 3 times? Hanged?
He was hanged 3 times.
Hey, Warwick Road Andy, how are you so? Well, see, you'll be ahead of me. There's a lot of people that started their layouts. I started mine, at least this version of it, 3 years ago, and then redid it 2 years ago when I put the station in and redid the track. So that was 2 years ago, January of 2019. And there are other people who didn't have a layout 8 months ago and now have a layout. Hey, Pete Clarke's not here. I noticed Pete Clarke didn't come in.
So Anthony just sort of will not do much, and then all of a sudden he gets motivated, and then he'll work and work and work and work and work and work and work. And then we wait until he gets motivated again.
Could you say that in Daisy's voice?
No.
And he works, and he works, and he works. You can say anything. You can say anything in Daisy's voice, and it's going to be cool. Honey, would y'all mind doing the dishes?
Yeah, 2015 will hunt you in your dreams. He's been watching your videos.
2015 is trapped in purgatory. You have to go back and catch that live stream. He's trapped in purgatory for a while. He's waiting for me to bring him out, but now I hesitate to bring 2015 out because he just might be a poltergeist after locked up that long. We actually do have a scene written for 2015 to reappear. We just haven't done it.
Right.
We also have that stupid show I wrote that we never did.
I know.
Damn. We got to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do. We got to do that show. Look at Matt Clarke. Look how well Matt Clarke. We could premiere that show on here after the Matt Clarke did. You could be Amy Allen. The Ghost Files, the Dead Files, the Train Files. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta look at the camera when you're doing that. There's a ghost over there, and he really doesn't like me. Yeah, Andy, Chris was here earlier. He's just taking a break from the internet. He was having some other problems too, but he took a break from the internet.
That's fair enough. Everybody needs a break.
They let him go, think it was an act of God. Yeah, Amy Allen, the Dead Files.
Wow, Ed, that's something else.
Not only that, imagine the killer thinking that.
Oh, I doubt the killer did. It sounded
Hey,
like the
you
people
try to
that-
hang him 3 times and say, God must want him alive. He's like, God blesses my killing. Yeah, no.
Okay, I'm with you now. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be rot scary. That rot there is scary.
Dimension of the imagination area, which we call a lab. Or part of a lab.
Meine Damen und Herren, auf Gleis 1 fährt ein der Metronom RE2 nach München. Bitte Vorsicht bei der Einfahrt.
He's been running this whole time without his lights on.
For shame. Good thing it's been daytime. It's 5:44.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah. Hey, Carl, if you go back to my old YouTube show, the Model Train Outsider, I do a parody of
Of course, Ed.
of whatchamacallit, Twilight Zone. As it was my 1-year anniversary, and what was it? 1 year on YouTube, 200 subscribers. It was an hour-long special we cut into 2 30-minute segments. I thought it was hilarious. There was a lot of funny stuff in it, but very few people actually watched it. But we were celebrating reaching 200 subs and being on YouTube for a year. It all happened at the same time. I haven't even been on YouTube. Well, what has it been now? 2 years? Since I started on YouTube, 2 years?
Since you started probably.
Yeah, 2 years since I started YouTube videos. And we're up to 800 now. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's kind of a wow. It's not 4,000
No, but it's still.
like I'm going to get 4,000. I don't do anything to get 1,000. The fact that I'm this close to 1,000 makes me cry for mankind.
It's amazing. Well,
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 a few more of you could hit that like button. That was right. A few more of you could hit that like button. That's Nancy. Really.
no, that was more Daisy. That wasn't quite
That's
Nancy.
one of them on there.
No, you haven't done Nancy in a while. You're going to have to warm it up
I
because
am
she's
gonna
coming
have
back.
to. I know she is, and I'm gonna have to work on that. What? It was very good.
It's Lil, damn it.
Yes, it's Will, damn it.
That's all right, Nancy. It's Lil,
It's
damn it.
Will, damn it. I don't understand why they call me Nancy. My name is Lil.
See, there you go. Now you're back.
Yeah.
My name is Lil. Why do you keep calling me Nancy?
It's a Beatles joke, but nobody will get it for 150 years. It's a joke ahead of its time.
There you go.
It's a joke ahead of its time. It's 150 years before people get that joke.
But it motivated. Who wrote it? John Paul? Probably John.
No, that was Paul. Paul wrote Rocky Raccoon. There,
Yeah.
Kieran likes it.
It's Lil, damn it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I saw you posted another video with Cheyenne, and oh my God, I have like 10 videos of 25 minutes or more to watch that people posted today since I got off work. What's this? What is that? Get at it? Get at it? What is that? Get at it.
Nothing.
Is this some, was that like a calculator?
Oh, how long before the grandson's allowed to control the train?
He's already done it.
I was saying, and truly, once he really gets a little bit older and a little more aware, I don't think there's going to be much question of him running the train.
Ooh, Luma's jumped into our humor. Randall said he's going to film a quickie. Ha ha! Yeah, actually, if you go back 4 videos, Warwick, Andy, maybe you saw it, our grandson actually already did control the trains.
He whacked at him, yeah.
He actually slowed the one down. He hit
Yeah,
the dial
he
and
did.
it slowed it down.
Yeah, his arms flail.
Yeah, he's a
all the
flailer.
time.
His Italian blood came out.
Yeah, that's what we think too. But yeah, he swings those arms like nobody's business. Whacks himself in the face. Whacks anybody else in the face.
You also, actually right now, I need your Annie voice.
Anna voice?
You need your Annie voice.
I need my Anna voice for the next
She's in the
one.
next scene.
I know.
She's got a
I
couple of
know.
good lines.
I need to find my brother.
No. I hope they didn't hear that. I hope your voice didn't project. You can't give away that joke. That's one of my best jokes. You can't give that away. Oh, now he's here now?
Oh, you're sweet.
Oh, you're still live. I thought you missed it. I thought I missed it. I was hoping to log on and find you weren't on, but since I logged on and you're on, I guess I'd better come in and say hi. See, they hit a freaking 1,000 subscribers and all of a sudden they're too good for us little
Yeah,
peons.
we're too little.
We're too small now. He's broken 1,000. He's too good for us. Oh, look, you're still on. Well, hi, Anthony and Joyce. How's that little 800 subscriber channel of yours doing?
Yeah, blame me.
Oh, wait, no, that was totally wrong voice.
Me, my brother's not here.
Shh, don't
Oh,
give
that
it away.
doesn't give anything away.
You fell asleep by accident. Sure you did. I accidentally fell asleep.
Yeah.
Well, that's the old joke.
That's called a nap.
That's the old joke. Well, he doesn't talk to you because you have 4,000 subscribers, Sparky.
Too lofty.
You haven't given enough shout outs. Life in the slow lane.
Slow enough to dull your mind.
Slow enough to dull your mind. Life in the slow lane.
What? You got more thumbs down than ever? What did you do?
No, Heath, when I popped in and watched your show today, which I thought was cool for the bit I was there for because I was on lunch and had to go back to work, you had like 3 or 4, I mean, seriously, you had 3 or 4 thumbs down 2 to 3 minutes into your show.
Wow.
So-
somebody's mad at you.
So this is who knows what. You know, it's like some of my friends that as soon as they start a live stream, somebody jumps in, gives them thumbs down just to
harass them. And it's not random strangers like most people say. These are people that specifically are looking for you to go on so they could go and pop a dislike. To be honest, I'm shocked that I don't get more because I've annoyed a few. And that's always trying to be nice, but I annoy somebody anyhow.
Right.
When I say something like this.
Oh. Well,
But yeah, it was
always look on the bright side.
of life.
You know, look how many likes you had. I'm sure it's more than 30.
YouTube's a piece of shit when you look at it. You post and stream and everyone comes in. You think you're a big star, but then you go so far and everybody accuses you of sin. Always look on the shit life of strings.
Yeah, Tim has some haters. That's kind of awful.
Because even our community has people that are mean. No. Sparky's done, and I'm taking over Wednesday. I'm going to get all his people coming in, 4,000 subscribers, because who would be a better replacement for Sparky than me? Replacing an amazing, talented Canadian who does so much and gives back so much to the community than a lazy American who does absolutely no damn work on his layout every day. I think it's a perfect replacement. Just like when they took off all those great westerns in the 60s and 70s and replaced them with all the modern medical shows. You know, I've got UK people here. I can get a few Canadians in here, and I'll just tear them all down.
I mean, it is so petty. There's just no reason for it.
I'm so mild-mannered.
There you are in here.
They don't know me very well, do they?
Oh, you're passionate shows, I think.
Oh, when I get preachy, yeah. Yeah, I get preachy.
But,
Just before you draw your
yeah, it's
terminal
just, it's
breath.
petty. There's no reason for it. Huh. Almighty. So here's how you knit.
Joyce will do knitting while you watch trains.
While you watch trains,
Yeah.
yeah.
Joyce will take over my show and do
Two.
knitting to trains.
Okay, my first tip, choose a very simple pattern.
Yeah, Joyce takes over my show, knitting for trains. So she's there knitting, and you can't get her attention, so you're waiting for her to look up on the screen. You're waiting for her to look up on the screen.
And do something.
Hey,
Yeah.
Joyce, what train was that? A red one?
Hey, okay. I have more than that.
Really?
Oh, don't. Just don't.
Okay.
Just don't.
Just don't.
Just don't.
And I'm going to speed up the yellow one. Watch what happens.
That's it. Oh my God. Smokey's voice is my mocking wife voice,
Yeah, it is.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh. No wonder you hate Smokey.
I never said I hated smoking.
Oh, you like Smokey? I like Smokey.
Well, now that you mention it, no!
Oh, shucks.
Can I help you, Smokey?
Oh.
Do that one more time.
Can I help you, Smokey?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's illegal here in the Old West, too.
It depends on your pattern, what size you're going to use. I made another blanket for the baby, and I used a size 11. I didn't like it, though. It didn't slide very well, so it was cumbersome.
Cumbersome.
Was. Oh, where's the Beatles train? It's up there.
It's up there.
It's on the last top. It's on the top track.
Give her a tough question. Ask her what gauge it is. All right, hang on. Joyce, what gauge is my Beatles train?
It's a double O.
What model of train is it? She's got the thinking face on. It is a Hornby. What kind? What is the
Oh,
model?
I heard it. Oh, I'm not gonna say. Never remember.
Think German cash. What's German cash called?
Goat?
No, not the word for money. What money in Germany? What type of money they have in Germany?
Euro. So
Euro.
it's a Euro star?
Bingo. Okay.
All right.
She needed a hint on that one. It's a Euro star.
Yeah.
Okay. Joyce, how do you feel about riding on a diesel Alex in Bavaria?
I don't like the diesels as much. They're noisy and they smell.
Aha.
Which train costs the most?
Joyce, which of my trains cost the most?
The Brava engine, Loco costs the most.
Was the most expensive loco.
Yeah.
The Brava was the most expensive loco.
But what was your most expensive Loco? Was it the Railjet?
Yes, it's the Austrian Railjet.
Yeah, okay.
The Austrian Railjet was my most expensive.
Yeah.
Quick, how much did I pay for it, all three parts combined?
Around $600?
Yeah, it was 600. It was 600.
700? You should have gotten somebody's wisdom teeth out instead, you're saying.
All told, the locomotive was 260, the 4-car set was 350, and the 2-car set was 250. So it was 260, 350, and 250. So $600 plus 260 is $860. It was $860 with no discount because I didn't get any of it from Lipa. That was from Trans-European trains in New Jersey.
That was interesting, wasn't it? Class 373?
Well, hi, Mark Dunnicle Dad. His ears were burning because we've been talking about him a lot this episode. That we've been missing his. Well, I have been. You haven't been. I've been talking about.
Oh,
But yeah, it's 6 o'clock.
it is 6
So everybody's coming in. Oh, look, he's still on. Which train cost the most?
You said which train costs the most. That's why I answered it.
Yeah, you answered that one.
Yeah.
Which of my trains? Here's one. You should answer this one. Which of my trains is worth the most money, though?
That's worth the most.
Oh, I thought you'd get this one right away. I didn't pay the most for it, but which of my trains is worth the most?
Your IC1?
No.
Okay, well, I thought
New acquisition.
Oh, you don't have it yet.
No, it's up there. The Rheingold.
Right.
The Rheingold is worth $400 more than the Railjet, but I only paid
Right, okay.
$350 for it.
Yeah.
The Rheingold is worth the most. The brown one.
Okay. Thanks. Get out of here.
Oh, by the way, Kieran, do you want to be a part? Well, do you want to help me with my Matt Clarke episode? Now, I'm sure I could ask anybody, but Kieran, I've known you a long time now online, and you are very knowledgeable, and I know everybody else in here is very knowledgeable as well. But before I log off, Kieran, I need your help. Now, a lot of people can help me with this, but I'm asking you. See, in front of all these people, I'm asking you, Kieran. There is a scene coming up in Matt Clarke. Now, you love your steam locomotives, but also, I am an idiot about steam locomotives, other than you shovel coal in and they go. But if you could write a simple, meant for dummies outline of the process of running a diesel train, you know, what switches they would pull, some of the gauges that they have to pay attention to on an old 1890s steamer.
It's American.
Oh, Andy, it's a Meriklin. It's a Meriklin. Yeah.
I know.
Okay, you know. Yeah, so she beat me to the answer. So, Kieran, if you're still here, drop me an email and explain just like, well, first the guy would do this, then he would do that, and then he would keep an eye on this and this. Because I need that for a scene. Because I know when I write that scene, if I'm not even close to accurate, that's when everybody's going to rebel. You know, it was funny when you were doing all this, but God damn it, you better know how a steam engine runs. This is the
latrine car was standing.
Yes. I already caught a little bit of criticism with the latrine car. I caught a little bit of criticism with trains didn't have latrine cars. Mine did. The Black Mamba is a modern train. It had a latrine car. Yeah, Joyce knew.
See, I got 31 likes.
Yay, we broke 30 likes.
If you haven't hit the like, gentlemen, please hit the like button.
She's going to throw that daisy at you.
I sure am.
Oh, except for that part. Boop, boop, boop. That's it. Everybody stopped. Everybody stopped. That's the check railjet does that little shutdown noise. Burger, 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 burger. It's built in. It's.
All right, so Karen gave you a will do me.
All right, great. Thank you, Kieran. So you'll get a little bit of writing credit, or what would we call that? Technical advisor.
There you go.
We're gonna make Kieran a technical advisor. When we run all the credits at the end, it'll be technical advisor.
It's not a.
Kieran.
It's not a
J94.
key or those weird names they give the guys.
No, he's a technical advisor. I mean, if anybody wants to send money, we can make you an executive producer.
You need a latrine car, yeah.
Well, actually, Ed, I'm going to get in trouble for this one. It's when you come out. It's when you come out of Nellie's Pass. You need the latrine car. Or before you go up. Never mind. That was triple X rated joke. Never mind. We'll just
leave it at that.
One morning I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he got my pajamas, I don't know. First time I heard that was Groucho Marx. I'm sure he didn't write that joke, but that's the first time I heard it as a kid. An old movie.
Peter from Poland?
Hey, Peter, you're still here. You hung on. All right, so yeah, I've shut the trains down. We need to log off. It's actually after 6. I've been going 2.5 hours, but you came in late, so I had to give you your time.
I was watching the baby.
You were watching the baby.
And talking to our daughter.
You were talking to our daughter and watching the baby and all that stuff. And I made you leave your grandson to come down here.
Yeah, I thought it would be rude.
Yeah. But there you go.
We're getting our second COVID shot tomorrow.
By the way, did I hear the new rug come in?
Those out, yes.
Okay, I thought I heard a thump up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
The new rug came in. Don't mind us, guys. We're just having our daily little house chit chat here.
Yep.
All right. So everybody, once again, thank you all for sharing our Friday late afternoon with us. You guys sharing, many of you from the UK and Europe sharing your Friday evening.
Right.
Sadly, I assume I won't see any of you once COVID ends and you're all partying out on Friday night and going out to restaurants. And I'll be down to 5 people coming in to watch.
You might really have to take.
That's when I really have to.
Heath's stream.
Not Heath.
Oh,
Sparky.
Yeah, Sparky's stream.
Dave, if you really know who he is.
Oh,
Dave, if you know his secret identity.
I see.
Yeah. People aren't supposed to know. Sparky's name is Dave.
Oh, I'm okay then. So.
All right, everybody. So once again, thank you. It's awesome to have you all. You people are amazing. Love you all. Thank you for all your support and positive towards all my stupidity. You can stop waving.
It's artistic.
This is my show. You're second banana.
Fine. Bye. Choose. Bye.
So everybody, take care. As always, I'll be the Zane.